And so hopefully everybody heard that you need a little bit of support in a chair, bed, or couch today, a strap or towel, and then as always, our blanket. This class a little high maintenance, but it will also be fun and we'll leave feeling strong and balanced and open in our hamstring or quads. Quads are a hard one to get to because of their nature. We don't often go into back bends and wheel pose as a rule. And so therefore it's much more natural for us as humans to fold forward. And that gives us more time to open through hips and hamstrings. So we're gonna get into the front of the legs today. Have your blanket, have your strap or towel, and have your chair or couch. And then I will get myself highlighted. Any questions? Any problems or hindrances with a quad class today? Quads at home are fun. All right, I will get everyone muted. Feel free to unmute if you do have a question. And quads are one of those, my cat's trying to knock down my lights right now. Quads are one of those things that we don't really pay a lot of attention to. So have patience and take lots of slow exhales so that you can really get into the front of the leg there. And I will get everyone muted. And here we go. And there we go. I do love that some of you leave your camera on. That helps me to know what modifications to call out as well. So find your way to easy pose on your blanket, on your mat, and we'll take a few breaths of centering. When Jason and I attended that training in quarantine, what an interesting year we've had. What we did was called radiant body yoga. And this is a blend of Ashtanga, Kundalini, Vinyasa, and Hatha. And then she also loves breathing and mantra. And I realized that because of this training that we went to, this is roughly how I teach. I believe in the science that she taught me. I felt it in my own body. I know that if I start with breath, it brings more mindfulness into my practice and it's more effective for me. I don't want to waste my time, 75 minutes on a Saturday morning. You know, you want to be very effective. So come to sit. Palms up today and fingers just relaxed, like you're almost catching the air in your palms. And sitting still, sitting tall, sitting quietly. Lengthen into your spine from the bottom to the top. Feel the sit bones pressing in, feel the length through the back of the spine into the neck, and in the front of the spine into the throat. We're going to move with our breath today to really start to open up into the body as much as we can to get this really awesome stretch going through the front of the body. So moving with our breath, arms out to your sides, palms face up. Inhale from the belly into the sides of the ribs, reach up, palms can come together, and just palms to your heart. Exhale. Let's take a few breaths like this. Inhaling, feel the lift of your arms and the expansion of the belly, the lungs. Exhale, hands to your heart, grateful for this day, grateful for being here. Inhaling, bringing in energy, bringing in love, Just connecting to this moment, exhaling. Just grateful for this breath. Inhale, reach. Feel the pressing down of the sit bones, and exhale, hands to your heart. And one more. Hands to your sides, fingertips on the earth. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, reach over to the left. Inhale, back through center and just wave your arms here. Exhale and stretch. You can keep the palms pressing out. Fingertips are starting on the earth. You can keep the palms pressing out just to keep that rotation through the shoulders. Close your eyes, listen to the breath, inhaling through center and exhaling, stretch. Back through center, hands to your heart. Notice which leg is in front of you, in front of your front leg. And then gently lean back, 5 breaths in boat pose. Feet float up, hands at your heart. You can keep your heels down if that's just a little too oomphy for you, but just engage into the core. Just 3 more breaths here. Just turning the body on so that you're nice and balanced here. Opposite leg in front, coming up. And repeating that sequence we just did. Inhale, palms come together, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms out, lift the heart up, add that little element here. Exhale, hands to your heart, roll the shoulder blades, bow a little forward. This seated cat-cow movement in the spine, arms reaching and then lowering. 2 more. Fingertips reach out, palms down toward the earth. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left, stretch up and over. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side, and just feel this stretch through the hip, through the side of the waist, through the shoulder. A few more. This floor practice, almost always in a yoga class, our floor practice warms us up and cools us down. So here we are, just opening up through our shoulders, hips, and breath so that we can support ourselves through our practice today. Hands pull to your heart and 5 breaths, boat pose. Heels can stay on the earth or you float them up. Keep your hands at your heart. Keep your chest lifting, slow and easy. And feet down to the earth, knees bent. Lean the hands back and feet a little bit wider than the hips. And just twist here a few times. Go into a big stretch. Support yourself on your hands, little bend in the elbows. Few open mouth exhales. Feel the twist through the hips, the spine, the belly. And back to center bound angle pose, hands to your ankles. And just sway here, opening into the inner hips, the inner thighs, knees pressing to the earth. And you can even lean over a little bit side to side to find that extra opening. And back to center, knees come in. And come up and over to kneeling position and keep your blanket handy. If you don't have a blanket today, just make that little extra double roll with your mat because we're going to be on our knees a little bit and moving. So have extra padding. And if knees aren't right for you today, you have your chair and you can find much of the same movement in the chair. We're going to be going in and out of lunging. And instead of working both legs at once, you would just work one at a time and you would bring heel in to the thigh and come up like that. Otherwise, you're going to grab your blanket, your strap or your towel, and kneeling position. Strap to your side. Just pause here and feel foundation. Tops of the feet to the earth, knees pressing in, feet hip distance, knees hip distance. Hips are square, shoulders are level. And this first one, you're going to go at your pace. You're going to find it nice and slow. Quads, like I said, when you're working into the front of the body, you need a little bit of mindfulness so that you can really feel it in your body. Take a moment here before we go in though. Press your hips forward, lift the sternum back, and then release. Feel the stretch through the front of the hip flexors. Press in again. Glutes are squeezing in just a little to support that lumbar spine. And release. Come back. Release. And then come back one more time. This is a little bit of a core workout right here as well. Back to center and bring that right foot forward into your lunge. Heel and knee in line with each other. Ankle and knee in line with each other. And then this is where you're going to grab your towel, or maybe you're just going to grab your pants. That's a great way to start too. You can grab the bottom of your yoga pants or your sock, and you're just seeing here. Just see what that feels like using the strap, using the towel, or using the pants. And then move in and out a few times. Release, come back to center. And again, nice and slow at your pace. The left foot comes out. Lunge forward. Right heel comes in. You can reach back and find the pants, pull them in. You can reach back and find that little loop with your towel or strap and bring it in. If you get a hamstring cramp, you come out of it and come back in and then move in and out a few times. Just exploring little stretch. And back to kneeling position. And then come on up and into downward dog, stretch it out. Keep the blanket there. We're coming back to our knees. Knees come down. And sitting back to your heels. Roll over to the right, and you're going to bring the left foot out. If this is not accessible here for you, you're going to come up to that higher version of it and find a little stretch there. If this is accessible for you, bring your hands back, palms pressing in or fingertips pressing in. Left foot pressing in. Lift up through the hips and just see if you can find a little quad stretch in the front of the right leg. And then in and out a few times. This is also one you can do on your elbows in the couch. Back to center, shift over. Now right foot presses in, lean back, and lift up through the hips. This can be quite intense. Easy does it. If you're up, you're pressing forward and still finding that little stretch there. One more. Back to center, downward dog. Stretch through the hamstrings. Stretch through the spine. Slow the breath down. Knees down. Coming up, tall kneeling position. And left heel is going to come in and try to reach for it, or you'll find the pants. If you get that hamstring stretch, please release it and then come back in and find the quad stretch again. That hamstring cramp, if you do observe it, it is fairly normal and it will go away with a few releases here. If you can, you're pulling the heel toward the hip. If you can, you're pressing the toes in toward the heel or toward the hip as well. Right hand to your hip and slowly press forward, lift up. If you're down here, that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Feel the stretch as you press hips forward and lift the heart up. The quads really open can help you find a deeper back bend. And release down. Second side, shift the weight. Right heel coming in, you'll find your pants, you'll find the foot, you'll find the heel pressing toward the hip as you can. And then once you find yourself here, press forward and lift up, slow breathing. Notice how this is already a balance pose. Focus your eyes up, slow your breathing down, and feel your foundation. Slowly release, downward dog. Stretch through the back of the body. Take a few breaths. Move instinctually in this pose, side to side. Knees can bend. Come up to tiptoes. Rock forward to hands. Just whatever the body needs. 2 more breaths. And knees down, coming up. And bringing that lunge and that stretch together, right foot comes forward. This time we'll stay uplifted. You can find your strap or towel, or you'll find your pants. Now here, as you bring the left heel up, you're gonna notice that it becomes that balance pose again. As you take the foot off the ground, that right foot might need to go forward a little bit. Bring the heel up toward the hip as you can. Balancing, eyes are still. And slowly release. Come back, second side. Last one on the knees here for this intense little quad opening that we're going through. Pressing in, lift up into that right heel. And forgetting this is now on camera, enjoy my cat here having her mid-morning bath. And slowly relax down. Downward facing dog, stretch it out. Blanket can move out of the way this time. Rock forward, plank pose, 5 breaths. Knees can come down if you'd like. Elbows slightly bent, hands pressing wide. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs, lift through the hamstrings. Heels pressing away and breathe. Hamstrings, as you're pressing the ground away, if you lift them slightly toward the sky, not lifting the hips, but lift the hamstrings. Engage the leg, inhale. Press yourself a little forward of the wrists, the shoulders a little forward, and knees down or not, slowly lower. Don't collapse. Lift your heart. Child's pose, come off the wrists. Slowly come forward, plank pose, nice and tall, 5 breaths. Option here, you can bring a knee down and left foot will float up and the heel will come toward the thigh or toward the hip, or you can keep the right knee up. Going for a quad stretch, knees are together, breathe. Inhale here, knee down or not, heel up or not, slowly lower. Lift your heart, both feet come up and press back, child's pose. Take another breath, rest those wrists. And slowly come up, second side, plank pose. Purpose of this is to build foundation, build awareness, and know what you're getting into here. You can stay in plank. You can bring the knees down. You can float that right heel up, breathe. Knees are together, shoulders strong. And with as much grace as you can, slowly lower. Both heels into the hips, lift your heart. Press back, child's pose or rock pose, come off the wrists. And slide forward. Blanket can come down under your hips if you'd like a little padding. And coming down into Sphinx Pose, elbows out to your sides, come into a low Sphinx Pose. So I'll turn to the front. Regular Sphinx Pose has you in line here. We're coming out into a low Sphinx Pose. So elbows out to the side, palms pressing in. Lift up into your heart. And then reach the left heel toward the left hip, flex through the foot. Lift through the heart, stay in your Sphinx Pose, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Feel the stretch through the front of the body. Little feeling that you're dragging forward. And then switch sides. Right heel comes in, left leg goes long. Right leg is actively pressing in toward the hip. Stretch both legs out. Inhale, come up into a lifted Sphinx. And come right back down. Stay lifted and both heels come in. Lift up. Really engage into the back of the body. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the shoulders. Help yourself stay in this lifted position. Inhale. Exhale, release down, press back. Child's pose or downward dog. Slowly come up. Lay back down, Sphinx position, wide or not. Up to you now, depending on how your chest is feeling, nice and open or not. Stretch back through the legs. Hips are pressing in, tops of the toes press down. And left heel presses in toward the thigh. Right hand will come to the front now to support you, and you're going to reach back with left hand, and you'll either find your pants or you'll find the foot or ankle, pulling that heel toward the hip, and breathe. Lifting through the chest, stay active in the front of the body, squeeze the glutes together, squeeze the shoulder blades together, stay lifted through the chest. And release. Through center, left hand supports you, right heel comes in, twist back, find your pants, find your heel, find your stretch. And back through center. Pressing back, let's find a puppy pose and move in and out of puppy pose so that we can really find maximum stretch through the front of the body. Hands press out and reach out. Chest and armpits try to come to the earth. As you exhale, hips stay over the knees. Inhale, let off the stretch a little bit. And exhale, sink back. Keep the tailbone lifting up and the sit bones widening. Lift up, get out of the stretch a little. Press back in. And then one more time, press out of it a little. And then press back in. Forehead, chin, or one cheek to the earth. And slowly press up. Downward dog. Blanket moves out of the way. And step forward, downward facing dog. Or sorry, forward fold. You are already in downward dog. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. All the way up, press through the feet. Press the hips forward, reach the arms up. And hands to your heart. Inhale, press the hips forward, reach the arms up. Exhale, slowly fold in, knees can bend. Half lift. Fold. All the way up, press the feet down, press the hips forward, reach the arms up, palms together. Hands to your heart. One more time. Press down, reach up. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Fold in. All the way up. Press, reach, press the hips forward, and hands to your heart. Take a breath in Tadasana Pose. Notice your posture. Notice your foundation. One more breath. Smile. And come back to a grateful heart that's just enjoying this moment. Press the weight into the right foot and step the left foot back into a high lunge, nice and tall. Hands still at your heart, shoulders relaxed. Slowly lift up. And so from here, we're going for this long line from the left toes into the left hip. And now we're going to extend up again into this little back bendy high lunge. And then press the heel down. If you're stable here and need a little bit more of a stretch, find your gratitude arms. Slowly come back up, Tadasana Pose, hands to your heart. Weight shifts to the left foot. Right foot steps back, high lunge, nice and steady on the tiptoes. Long through the front of the right leg. And then extend up, heart lifting. And gratitude arms. If that's comfortable for you, Balancing here in high lunge, flex that right heel down. And slowly lift up, Tadasana Pose, hands to your heart. Let's repeat that one. Weight shifts to the right foot. Left foot steps back. Heel flexes down, lift and extend all the way up. Hands to your heart. Can reach them up overhead or pull them to gratitude arms. Left heel flexes down, find that back bend, find that stretch, stretch, stretch. Hands to your heart, Tadasana Pose, second side. Steady in the transitions, confident that the ground is right where you left it as you step back. Foundation steady, right leg long. Extend from the hips to the ribs, from the ribs to the shoulders, from the shoulders to the forehead. Arms can reach up or come to gratitude. Listen to your breath. Feel the change. Slowly step up, Tadasana Pose, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, knees soften, slowly fold in. Whoa. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And bend into one knee, then the other. Release through your sacrum. And forward fold or half lift. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the legs. And knees stay straight now. Slowly fold in this feeling of strength in a forward fold where you're trying to rotate the hips up and back so that the belly will press toward the thighs. And even if that's as far as you get, hopefully you're feeling that incredible stretch through the hamstrings. If you can, you find that stretch, that strength, and hands can reach down to the calves and gently pull you into a deeper forward fold. Use your exhales to help you to release, relax, and lengthen. And know the difference here between effort and then resisting. There comes this point in a forward fold where the body's like, I'm done. You're not going any further. Take a breath and release. And then see if you can encourage it into a little bit deeper. One more breath. Half lift. Fold in. All the way up. Press through the feet. Reach, reach, reach. Hands pull to your heart. And moving over to the wall now. And moving to the chair. Sorry, boo. There you go. Sorry. If you're using the couch, that's fine. Have your chair facing the wall for now, and then we're probably going to move it at some point, but your back will also face the wall. I'm in a little corner here. I'm going to move over a little. Make sure you guys can see me. And then standing to the side of your chair or in front of the couch. Let's go in front. Let's go in front of the chair. That's a good idea. Make sure it's steady. And then your left foot is going to come to rest on the chair or the couch. And turn to the side here. And hands at your hips. See if you can press forward, lifting up. If you're at the wall, so maybe you are finding the wall, but you're probably enough away from it that you can lift through the heart, pressing those hips forward, and then coming back in. And see if you can sit down toward the heel. And then stand back up. And sit down toward the heel. Maybe you're getting there, maybe you're just right here. Maybe you're able to sit all the way down. And looking down at your foot, make sure that your ankle is right under the knee so that when you press down, you're nice and stable. And go through that a few more times. Welcome to Saturday quad class, everybody. Come on up, release, and feel that magical stretch through the ankle, through the quad, and through the front of the body. Second side, right ankle under the knee, and the heel comes, or the foot comes up so that you feel nice and stable. And then press the hips forward, squeeze the glutes together, lift the heart up. Back to neutral spine and slowly go through about 5 rounds of this. Make sure that you're steady and stable as you come up and down. Keep your heart lifted. And that smile on your face. 2 more. Slowly come up, release, and move around. You're going to come to face your chair now. And I'll stay, maybe I'll come closer here. Stay against the wall just for sliding purposes. If you're on the carpet, then you're probably pretty safe. I'll stay on my mat here. So standing in front of your chair or the couch, and you're about 1.5 feet back away from it so that when you fold forward, your shoulders and wrists are in line. So just check that out for yourself, and maybe you'll have to move a little forward or a little back. And then find this position, this nice half lift with the support of the chair. Press the weight into the right foot and bring the heel toward the hip. Right hand steps a little center. Press into the right foot and see if you can bring your hand back. Find your pants. Maybe you'll find your strap. I should have said have your strap handy. Maybe you'll find your foot. And just supporting yourself in this quasi dancer pose. Breathe. Back to center. Bend into the knees, move into the hips a little bit. And then your half lift at your chair. Shift the weight to the left foot, right heel presses in. Knees are together at this point. If you can, if you're nice and steady, left hand can reach center, you can reach back, find your pants, find your ankle, and pull that heel in. And now the knee can lift away. Find your balance. Eyes are still and steady. Find your balance. One more breath. And slowly relax down. Move into the hips and thighs and knees. And then slowly come on up. Still with the chair. Love a good chair class. Hands to your hips. Press the weight into the right foot and left heel comes toward left thigh. Knees stay together. Stay here or find your pants. Stay here or find your strap. And pull the left heel toward the left hip. Knees together. Right arm reaches up. And you'll stay here, or you'll slowly start to bring the knees apart as you lever forward. And you can reach for the chair or stay just in a heel to butt dancer pose. We're not going for an extended dancer pose. We're going for that heel to butt quad stretch. Hand to the chair if you'd like, and breathe. Focus on your foundation, that right foot pressing in, right leg strong. Hips are level. And slowly come up. Move through center. Weight shifts to the left foot, right heel comes in, knees stay together. Reach back, find your foot, find your strap. Eyes are still, reach the left arm up. Stay here or knees start to come apart as you lever forward, reaching forward or palm to the chair. Left foot pressing in, left leg long. And with control, slowly come back up. Tadasana Pose. Move into your hips and legs, release the work. And then back to Tadasana Pose. And then options here. You're either going to reach for the chair or you're going to reach for the wall. We're going to come in and out of dancer pose with precision and control several times. And I want you to do same side, especially if you're using the strap. And I actually have the strap right here. If you're using a strap, take a second and we'll stay on the same side. You can loop the belt together or the dish towel together to where you have this permanent little fixture on your leg if you're using it. And you can also loop it if you have looping capabilities, where you use the buckle, which I have no idea what kind of strap you have. That's the beauty of a home practice. You can use pretty much anything in yoga. I know that from experience. I've even seen somebody use pots and pans as props. Hey, they work. So you're going to find either yourself facing the wall or the chair. And I'm too close to my chair. And then find your strap around your left leg. And we're going to lever ourselves in and out of dancer pose. So right arm reaches up, And then just press back, and you're either reaching for the wall or the chair. And same side, come up and come back in. And come up. And come back in, noticing any wobbles or calibrations you have to make next time. Stretch. And back to center. Shift the weight to the right side. Change your strap if you're using it. Left hand to your hip, right hand reaches back for the right heel, pulling in. And then the heel starts to move away as you lever forward, coming in and out of your dancer pose this side. Eyes are still and steady. Just training the brain to be calm here. Even if you're wobbling, it's even a better place to train the brain to be calm. And one more. Just playing with your balance here. Back to center. And sit back and down into a chair pose. Feel that stretch through the hips and hamstrings. And press down, lift up. Take a moment here and move into your hips. I'm going to move so I have more space here. Fold forward and bring your hands to your chair. And then balance to the right foot and then just move into the left as it feels good. Sometimes you can really find some space through a hip that you didn't even know you needed unless you move a little bit differently than you usually do. So just explore this stable way to move while you stand on one foot. Go through a few hip rolls. And then same foot, bring it straight, knees straight, and then just tick-tock here a few times, watching out for your chair and your other foot. And then press up and back a few times, making sure you're not going to kick anything. And then hips are square, right foot presses in, left heel to the hip. And then finding control here, soft bend in the right knee, left hip pressing toward the left heel pressing toward the left hip. See if you can pull your hands off the chair and balance. Back to center, switch sides. Left foot presses in, right heel presses toward the right hip. Press the knee away. Oh, we didn't move. We didn't move into the left side. That's what's weird. Press into the left foot, and now that right hip moves a little bit. Just explore what it is to stand in stability on one side. I got all amped up with that stretch that I forgot to move us here. Roll the hip. Move. but stay stable in your body. Muscles are engaged, core is engaged. Square the hips. And then that tic-tac motion in the right foot, passing in between. And then kick it up and back. Squeeze the glutes. Press the right foot long. Bend into the knee, heel to hip. And stand here in this balance pose. And notice what you'll have to do to make sure that the body stays stable as you move your hands off of the chair. Where do you have to engage so that you can really hold yourself steady without toppling over as you pull your hands slowly to your heart? Take a breath. Hands down, feet down, and move into the hips. Feet as wide as the chair. And then just take yourself up and down into a few squats. Use the chair to support you. Slowly come up, lift up, and a chair back to the wall if you didn't leave it there already. And then we're going to come down to our mats and reconnect to our blanket. So find your blanket before you come down. And roll it into a thick pad. I'm actually, instead of rolling it, I'm going to tri-fold mine here. So it's this thicker, flatter pad. Hopefully you can see that. So a thicker, flatter pad with my blanket. And then come to kneel right behind your thicker, flatter, rolled pad. And then walk yourself forward, and we're going to lay down so that we come into this hopefully quite incredible quad stretch. I know I need to move forward a little bit. You want to feel this lift to the backs of the feet as you come in. And you might even want to lay down here. You can lay the chest to the earth and then bring your knees in, or bend your knees, bring your heels in. And feel this assist with the blanket. If it's okay, you'll lift up to Sphinx Pose and have that back bent. Feet reach for the ground, and then lie down. Having that little lift right there under the knees, feel the stretch through the front of the body. Slowly come up, press back to kneeling so you can come off the blanket. Keep it in its thick pad, bring it out to the left side and lay back down. Roll to your right side. We're coming into fallen tree with a little extra assist from the blanket. You're going to bring the knee on top, roll the hip down toward the earth, and then lay the belly down. And this lifted pad, hopefully you're feeling this extra stretch through the inner thigh, inner hip, and maybe a little bit into the front of the body. Lay the belly down, one cheek to the earth. And we'll take several breaths in this position. If you would like to get another back bend here, just lift up into Sphinx Pose. Your hip will tell you right away if you should be here or not. This will either feel nice or it'll feel too jarring and you'll lay back down. If it feels nice with that knee in supported tree pose, you're going to bend into the right foot and bring heel toward the hip. Lift through the heart. Squeeze the glutes together. Take another breath, trying to drag yourself forward in Sphinx Pose, fallen tree pose, and whatever's going on in the right foot pose. Slowly relax the right leg down. Reach the left leg back and press back, child's pose. Take all of that work out of your spine for a moment, out of your hips. And slowly roll forward. Blanket moves to the right side. Lay down to the belly. Roll to the left hip and send that right leg out. And then before we try the fancy moves, we'll just come into fallen tree pose, laying the belly and chest down, and feeling that stretch. And if you would like that variation, you'll come on up to Sphinx in your chest and arms, lifting the heart forward, and then left heel presses toward the left hip. And slowly relax down, back to child's pose. And take about 10 breaths here in stillness. Arms can reach forward or back, knees together or wide apart. Slow the breath down. And reconnect to that place of gratitude where we started class. Such a journey in a leg class, in a hip class, in a balance class, in a quad class. Let yourself really relax here and to release this work you've done. And move up to tabletop position. Eyes can stay closed. And take a few rounds of cat-cow. Sway the weight here. Be intuitive. And eyes can stay closed. Move yourself down onto your back. Hug your knees in. And roll gently around here, side to side, knees wide apart. Stay here or reach up, happy baby pose, finding the bottoms of your feet or the tops of your thighs. Feet come down, knees bent, and tic-tac yourself into a twist in and out a few times. Open mouth exhales, eyes stay closed. A balance class naturally brings the brain inward. Just let that stay with you here. And then come to center and pull yourself into a right-sided pigeon pose. Right ankle crosses, left thigh, and hug in. Roll gently side to side. A soft smile on your face. A bigger smile in your heart. And release. Find second side, hug in. And slowly relax down. Find bound angle pose. Soles of the feet come together, knees widen out. Interlace your hands behind your head. Cradle your head like a pillow. And take a few breaths here, breathing deeply into belly, heart, and chest. People who do yoga because it brings a sense of calm. It brings the ability to pivot when life changes, as it does. And it brings this unbelievable resilience. Resilience and self-trust. People with trust issues in this world often have self-trust issues where they don't really trust themselves to be able to get out of whatever it is life throws them, or get through whatever it is life throws them. And yoga teaches you that you can. Even if you're thrown off balance, you can come back to center. Even if the roller coaster of life dips you down, you can come back up. So just breathe here, another moment of gratitude that you know this. Come back to center. Stretch out for Shavasana. Use your blanket to cover you. Use your dish towel to cover your eyes. And really allow yourself these few moments of absolute stillness. Let the world quiet down. Let the world fade away. You've spent the last time in your life here, this last 75 minutes, bringing the brain inward. Let it just stay there. Feel yourself soften with your exhales. Feel the body coming to this place of lifted rest. Feel yourself supported by the ground, your foundation now. The entire back of your body, settle the weight and hold yourself steady. Start to deepen your breath. Slow, easy inhales, open mouth exhales, smile. Start to stretch the body. And then hug your knees to your chest, roll around, and then roll on up into a seated pose. Hands at your heart in a gesture of gratitude. What are you grateful for today? What puts a smile on your face? And we'll end class with a sound of 3 ohms. Inhale and feel peace, love, joy, and happiness fill you. And exhale it back out into the world, just remembering that we're all connected, it all matters, and we can send each other love this way. Inhale deeply. Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourselves today. Namaste. Oh, thanks for quadding it up with me, everybody.